Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about Monzo pots and how I use them to help me with budgeting. I done a video about Monzo pots about 6 months ago, and it seems to be one of those videos that people keep circling back to, or they're just finding it. So I thought I would do kind of a more in-depth video in terms of how I use it for my budgeting. And Monzo pots, I actually am not sure what I did before them, but they have really changed the way that I budget, and they've really helped me to streamline my finances. So today I wanted to give you a bit of an idea of how I use them and how you could potentially make use of them as well. So I'll go through what Monzo pots I have, how much money I put into each Monzo pot each month, and then I'll show you the app to give you an idea of how you can create your own Monzo pot if you have Monzo. So as long as you have a regular Monzo account, you can create these pots. It's available to you. Maybe you just don't know where to create them, so I will show that to you later on in the video. If you are new to my channel, then I hope you stick around because I've got so much content on my page all around personal finance. I share tips that are really helping me on my personal finance journey. I talk about financial independence, I talk about budgeting, investing, lots about investing. So if that is something you're interested in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below so that you'll get a notification whenever I upload a new video. So first of all, let's have a chat through the Monzo pots that I have, and then we'll go over to the app. So I have 9 Monzo pots. So the first one that you'll see is birthdays fund, and I put in currently £20 a month into a birthday fund, and this is just for people's birthdays that pop up, whether that's family, friends, but it's really handy to have a pot of money that you've created specific to birthdays. So whenever a birthday pops up now, I know that there's a pot of money that I can tap into to get a card or a small gift or something without me having to think, oh, okay, where am I going to find that extra money, or having to rejig my budget. So this is something that I found to be really helpful. Also want to say that some people call these sinking funds, and yeah, it depends on what phrase you like. I don't like the phrase sinking funds. I don't know why, I just can't get with it. But yeah, that's essentially what this is. It's kind of a sinking fund, but I just call it a birthday fund. I may have to up it though to £30 per month, and I think I'm going to do that starting in 2022. Because there just seems to be quite a few birthdays. So yeah, I may consider doing that, but for now it's £20 a month, and it's served us pretty well this year. Now the second fund I have is the Christmas fund, and again that's £20 a month that we put into a Christmas fund. It's self-explanatory really, but this is again a really great way to not have to find a random pot of money for Christmas. And this particular Christmas fund is more for gifts for other people and maybe little Christmas bits. So by the end of the year, it should be a pot of around £240. I think 1 month I put in a little less. So I may have to top that up again. But yeah, £240 on the grand scheme of things isn't a huge amount of money for Christmas. So I may again have to up that a bit next year. But the other thing that I'm finding is that there are more effective ways of doing gift giving at Christmas. If you know a lot of people, and like personally for me, I have a big family, I have a lot of friends, you can't afford to get a really expensive gift for everyone. You'll just completely rob yourself every year. So, you know, even though I'm saying I'll increase it potentially, I probably wouldn't increase it beyond £30 a month, because as far as I'm concerned, I need to be able to make that work into my budget. And another thing that has been really helpful in recent years are Secret Santas. So I've done Secret Santas with my family and with my friends, and it helps to keep the cost down. But yeah, generally £240 for Christmas is okay, depending on how many people you have in your life. I may increase that. As I said, the flip side to that coin is really trying to make your lifestyle fit to your budget. The next fund I have is a holiday fund, and the goal is to put £250 per month into this fund. I haven't really been doing that as much during these COVID times because we haven't had as many holidays as we usually would. But I do in some months put £250 away. I just emptied this pot out actually because we booked a holiday or holidays, and so the fund is now at 0. But generally this is the amount that I would like to put in per month, which calculates to £3,000 per year. And depending on who you are, the types of holidays that you take, and how many holidays a year you take, that either may sound like, a lot of money or a little bit of money. For me, I would say it's a little bit on the short side. And one way that I tried to add to this pot is through like bonus money, like random money that comes in through work, but I've not included that in here. So yeah, this is something that I also recommend because again, holidays are expensive. And one thing you could do is maybe calculate the last 2 holidays that you went on and take an average of that and then split that average out across 12 months to get an idea of what you should be saving per month towards your holiday. So the next one I have is a fun money fund, and this is money that we budget to spend how we want every month, guilt-free. So we split that between us. Well, really, actually, I normally spend more of the fun money than my husband does because he's not really a spender like that. But yeah, it's just money that can be spent guilt-free. Fun money, I think, is an essential part of the budget. I would ideally like to increase that a little bit, but not get too crazy because, you know, I don't want to be unreasonable. But ideally, I think between 2 people, I would love it to be 350, closer to 400. But for now, I'm just sticking with this 250 per month. So I also have a fund for home improvements. I've put a star there because this is really fluctuating per month right now. And that's because we've got something coming up. And so I put a star there because this wouldn't generally be a fund, but because we have a project coming up, we're now putting some money away for that. But as soon as money gets put away, it seems to also leave the account. So you'll see in a minute when I go over to the Monzo pots. But yeah, this is just a temporary fund. In the last Monzo pots video that I did, I actually had a car fund because I was saving up towards buying myself a car. And I no longer have that car fund because I saved the money and I bought myself the car. So, you know, some of these funds are only for a set amount of time until the purpose is met. But yeah, that's why I've put a star for here because it really does fluctuate. Then I've got house insurance, and that's £10 a month. So I just calculated what our house insurance is per year, split that in 12, and then calculated how much we need to be saving per month. And one great thing about this is our house insurance ends up being cheaper because we pay it annually instead of paying it monthly. And, you know, these Monzo pots allow you to do that because you can put away money every month. And then by the time it's time for you to renew your insurance, you have that whole pot of money that you could just buy it annually. And anything that saves you money really is a winner. So that's what we do in terms of our house insurance. Next, we've got car insurance, which is £50 a month we put aside for this. Again, we actually pay for this annually, so that's already paid for the year. We put £50 aside for the next renewal. And again, it's because it works out cheaper to buy car insurance annually as opposed to paying for it monthly. So if you can, you know, start to build a habit of putting aside money every month so that you can pay for things annually, I really do recommend it. Next, we've got road tax. So we put £25 a month for that. And lastly, MOT and service. So of course, MOT is an annual fee, but again, just putting aside money for it. So when it's time to do the MOT, we know that the money's already sitting there and available for us to tap into. Now, of course, there could be so many other pots that you may decide to have or you need for your life. But these are the ones that we have found have worked for us. And as I said, when things pop up along the way, such as buying a car or home improvements, we just add a fund, and once it's taken care of, it's taken care of. Okay, so now we're over to my Monzo account. So as you can see, I do have the different funds that I was going through before. Some of the funds are in my husband's account, Monzo account, and not my own. So as you can see at the top, I have a total balance of £614.80, and that is split across the funds. I've got £9.80 in my current account right now. I don't use Monzo as a regular account. I just use it for these funds, and I use it also if I'm going abroad because the fees are good. So I don't really keep money in there other than to transfer into one of my pots. So next I've got my birthdays fund, and as you can see I've got £40 in there. Then I've got the holiday fund, which as I said is now zeroed out because money was taken out of that in order to book some holidays, which I'm excited about. Then we've got the Christmas fund, which currently has £170 in there, and I think it should be £180 at this point. So I think 1 month, as I said earlier, I didn't put £20, I put in 10. So I'll have to top that up as I get closer to the end of the year so that we have the full pot available for Christmas. And then house insurance, I currently have £50 in there. And so, as I said, £10 a month goes into house insurance. Fund money is at £0 because I don't spend out of this account. So when we first get paid, the fund money goes into the Monzo pot. But as the month goes along, as we spend things for fun money, it just gets transferred back into our regular bank accounts. And so that's why that is 0 right now, because the fun money is in our regular accounts. And then home improvements, currently there's £320 in there. As I said, money's coming in and going and coming in and going, but that is where we are currently at. And then lastly, I've got car insurance, which is £25. So from here on out, it will be £50 a month that is going into the car insurance. I think £25 was left over or something, and it will be £50 a month going into this moving forward. So if you want to create your own Monzo pot, then on the homepage, you will literally just scroll down and go to create a pot. And then you can add any image that you want. You can either choose from your own camera roll or from the Monzo gallery. You can name a pot and decide whatever it is that you need to call it. You can put a goal as well. So if you have some kind of savings goal, you can put what that is. So if you have a £500 savings goal, then it's just kind of a nice reminder, and it will tell you what percentage of the way you are to achieving that goal. You can also do roundup payments. So if Monzo is your bank of choice, then when you spend, it will round up to the closest pound and put the extra change into your pot. And I find that quite a nice function as well that I have used in the past. And then lastly, you can lock the pot. And this is really helpful if you are likely to tap into a pot that you're not supposed to tap into. Locking it doesn't permanently lock it. You can unlock it, but it's just an extra barrier to avoid you doing it. So I think once you try to unlock it, it's going to flag it and say, are you sure you want to unlock? And it's just giving you that second chance to think, do I really want to do this? So yeah, that is how you create a pot. And there are different accounts, which I spoke about on my other video as well. So you can earn interest on your pots. So you could have an easy access saver. Obviously the interest is really low, 0.11%, but I guess it's better than nothing. And you have to, and for this account, you have to start with £10. You can get next working day withdrawals, and you can add in money at any time and withdraw money at any time. Then you've got the flexible ISA, so you can even create pots to be an ISA, which is pretty cool. And then you've got a fixed term one, which has a higher interest rate, but you have to start with £500 for this one. And you can't add or withdraw money once you've started this one. So it's fixed for a fixed amount of time. And so once you put the money in, you can't access it. So that's why you're getting higher interest for that one. But you know, if that's something you're looking to do, then that may work. And then there are also other options that you can look into as well. So that is it for today's video. I hope that you found it helpful. I really cannot stress how much this has really helped my life, and I do highly recommend it. If you're someone who's looking for a way to compartmentalize your money, this is such a great way to do it. And in my first Monzo pot video, I was talking about Monzo pots in comparison to cash envelopes, and they're the same system essentially, but I'm not really somebody who handles cash like that. I prefer to use my card, so of course this is a much better option for me. But if cash envelopes work for you, then it's really the same system. But I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video real soon.